Hello BeeBusinessBee fans and welcome to today's BeeBusinessBee vlog. And today I'm going to look at a topic that I've been asked a few times about from my students, interest rates. And I'm sure like them you're probably finding it difficult to get into your head. How do they impact on a business when they change? And what's the knock-on effect to the economy? Now I think to understand an interest rate we need to think about first, what do interest rates impact on? Well, if you go to my board here, when we go to my board, first thing is savings. Interest rates impact on the savings that you have because you get paid interest as a reward for saving money. So if you save money, that's your reward for saving. Now on the other side of the coin over here, they also impact on borrowing. So when you borrow money, that's what they impact on there because you take out a loan, you pay interest back for that money that you've borrowed. So interest rates have two impacts, the impact on savings and the impact on borrowing. Now the important thing to think about here is who sets the base rate of interest? Well, that is the Bank of England. And this is my little drawing that I always do, the Bank of England here. Quite a rubbish drawing, but you can see it. I like to draw the Bank of England. Now, the Bank of England is based in London, and that is the one that sets what's called the base rate of interest. Their base rate of interest is what all your banks will follow. They don't necessarily offer the same rate. They may offer more because they are competitive industries. However, they tend to follow the base rate. If the base rate goes up, their rates go up. If the base rate goes down, their rates go down. So the current base rate at the moment is 0.75, which sounds exceptionally low, and it is. That's because they don't want you to save. Because if you think about this logically now, so imagine that you've got some savings. If you're getting 0.75 back for your savings, it's hardly worth saving. And what's the opposite of saving? Well, it's spending. And that's what it's all about. The interest rate changes because they want you to spend money. So the logic here is that they adapt that interest rate to make you spend rather than save. And that's why they do it. So they lower the interest rate when they're trying to encourage the economy to grow. Because when we've got no incentive to save, we'll go out and spend our money. And when we spend our money, that means businesses are more likely to invest in growing, and that creates more jobs and more wealth. But of course, the opposite happens when you think about interest rates increasing. So imagine interest rates to increase, like I've got in this example here. If they were to increase, you're more likely to save your money. And if you're more likely to save your money, what are you not doing? You are not spending. And if you're not spending, you're slowing the economy down. And you're probably thinking, well, why would they want to do that? Well, it comes to the magic word, the big I word, inflation. Inflation is the general increase in prices. You've all seen inflation. A packet of polos, when I used to buy it from the vending machine when I was at college, 20p. I'm sure they're more expensive now, maybe even 40p. That's inflation. When prices increase, it's inflation. Now, the government sets a target. 2% is their target for inflation. And the reason they set that target is because they see inflation as being bad. Inflation creates uncertainty. It makes people scared because we don't like prices going up. And when we don't like prices going up and we feel scared, we start to save. And the only way they can stop us saving is by taking that interest rate down again, because then we've got no incentive to save. So you see how this Bank of England here has got a really important role to play when it comes to our economy and keeping it going. But it's not just as simple as that, because on the other side of the coin over here, and yes, it is on the other side of the coin over here, we've got borrowing. And borrowing is impacted by interest rates as well. So think about this logically now when you come to this point here. When you increase the interest rate, what happens to the cost of the loans you've got? They become more expensive. And what are you doing with most of your money now? You're probably paying more of your loan back, and that means you've got less disposable income. That's the income you can spend. So when they increase the interest rate, not only do they encourage you to save over there, but they also make the cost of borrowing go up. And most people have got expensive loans known as a mortgage. So, of course, they reduce the amount of disposable income you've got. And as a result of that, that means the economy starts to slow down again. Same effect. If they want to increase spending in the economy and they want to give you more money to spend, well, they can take that interest rate down because that makes your loan cheaper. That means you've got more money to spend, and that increases growth in the economy. So you're probably thinking, well, what do businesses want? Well, logically, they're probably going to want a low interest rate because low interest rates mean people are spending money. The problem with people spending money is that it does create inflation. And if that inflation goes above 2%, as we've already established, you then get into the point where you create economic uncertainty, which of course forces people to save money. So it's a fine line. Businesses tend to want low interest rates, but they want controlled inflation. And that's why the Bank of England has such an important role to play. Now, I accept that I've talked about an awful lot of information there in just over 5 minutes. However, that is exactly how the Bank of England helps to manage the economy. So hopefully you now have a better understanding of that, and you're sort of thinking, yeah, I get that, and I understand exactly why that works. And obviously, until next time, make sure you check out the BeeBusinessBee and keep buzzing.